Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Foundation President, Bonnie Michelman.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. So it takes a village. So I brought a village, the Foundation Board. We are so happy to have you here tonight to celebrate the work of the Foundation, our charitable arm, and to celebrate people who are so deserving of some wonderful things they've done. President George H.W. Bush said there could be no definition of a successful life that doesn't include service to others. That's what the Foundation does, service to others. And I would just say that's what IAHSS does. I can think of no more noble mission than what those of us in the room who are in the security profession does, which is to protect healthcare facilities. And no more noble endeavor than those of you who are guests or significant others of us who support us. So it's all good. Thank you. Before I make a few opening comments, I would like to ask Steve Niblink, the Foundation Secretary, to do our blessing.
Thank you, Bonnie. Good evening. Let's take a few minutes to be thankful that we're all here together tonight to share a meal, that we are grateful for the fellowship of our friends and colleagues, and that we're proud for the grace and humanity and service we provide to our families and communities back home. Amen.
Thank you, Steve. So this is an outstanding group of people to work with. I've been lucky enough to be the Foundation President for the past 3 years, and this board is just so significant. Bill Navahar is at the far end. Dr. Scott Hill next to him. I'm going to ask everyone to hold their applause till we're finished with the whole group. Steve Niblink, our secretary, who was a former Foundation president. Paul Greenwood from Canada, who has recently joined us this year, luckily for us. Bridget Roberson, who is doing a lot of our social media and marketing. Dan Yaros, who is our treasurer. So the board treasurer also is the Foundation treasurer. Chad Ryu, who is our newest member, and he just gets to be here tonight. He's only been a member for a few weeks, and we are thrilled to have him.
He's just a baby.
Ron Hawkins, who is our research committee chair. Marilyn Hollier, who I know you all know. This is a fantastic group. I am so blessed to be working with them. So please give a round of applause. They've done a lot of work. As I looked around the room tonight, I quite frankly was amazed. This is my 39th annual meeting. I started very young. And for some people in the room, I look at my friends over here, Russ and Jim and Joe. It was different back then. I remember my first meeting, it was in LA, and I remember I was scared and I was young, and I get off the airplane and I wanted to go back on the airplane and go home. I didn't want to go. I was petrified. And for many years, we did great things, but it was a small group. And look at this. And by the way, there was me and Nancy and one other female, Linda Glasson, who was a former president. She's not here. Those were the only females. So we have come a long way, baby. We have. And when I look around tonight and see what we've done, and all week, and see what this profession has come into and what we've come into, I'm so delighted. And I'd like to think in part the Foundation contributes to that. We do a huge amount of research of all different types. We do the crime survey, which many of you know about. We offer scholarships, academic scholarships, CHPA scholarships. We do awards. And we are sort of the arm of keeping innovation and academic work moving forward, which has actually helped so many people. So many members call and say, if I hadn't seen this white paper, if I didn't have this research project, we just finished a huge research project on Scott, help me.
So it's the most effective controls for ED.
The most effective controls for ED. It was done by Dr. Scott Hill and Dr. Birch from University of Kentucky. It is an incredible piece. It'll be uploaded and ready for prime time next week. Some of the statistics from it, some of the findings from it are going to help you a great deal. So this foundation work is completely self-funded by donations, and we hope to have yours. But it's really important. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank profusely Virginia Petrancosa and Nancy Felicina, who do a lot of work with us, and they don't have to, and they care so much, and they support us. I also want to take a minute to thank the board for their support, particularly Connie Packard, our president, who has been unbelievably supportive of the foundation. Connie, please stand. You're going to hear more about that study I just mentioned at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Ron will be talking about it, along with somebody who's talking about the warehouse project as well. So though I don't want to go into detail about the foundation, we don't need that tonight. We're here to have some fun. We're going to do some donations right now that some chapters I know want to give and some individuals. But first I do want to thank some special sponsors. Flock Security, who sponsored the banquet tonight. If anyone's here from Flock, could you stand and let us thank you, please? Well, let's give them a round of applause. I'd also like to thank Axon Security, one of our top donators for the foundation this year. Axon, stand. You guys in the back, I have slides. You can move them. Next, it keeps me on track. I know I'm going to forget someone or something tonight, so forgive me. I apologize already. Next slide, please. And then Ron Hawkins represents Security Industry Association, and they have sponsored our Lindberg Bell Award, which you're going to hear about. And then there's two very special prizes. Let's go to the next slide. Ryan LaFleur from Motorola Avigilon last year donated a suite at the United Center for a Blackhawks or Bulls game, 12 seats, $1,250 for incidentals beside that. Lisa Terry at the time was with Allied and bought that suite for $12,500 to go to the foundation. And Lisa, where are you? Can you just show me where you are? And I can't see her. But
and she's way in the back.
she has shared with me that what they did is they took some very deserving officers from some hospitals that they had who had never been to a Blackhawks or a Bull game, and they took them to that suite. And she said she can't even talk about it without crying how important that was. So I hope we get some really good donations for that tonight. We also, did you see the kayak sitting around all week? So we have a kayak that's been given to us by John Ost, and he'll be coming up we'll raffle off the tickets that you bought. We made a couple $1,000s. Thank you very much. Very quickly, I'd like to invite, and we do this every year, anyone, any chapter, any corporation that hasn't donated. We have a lot of people who have donated. Thank you to many of our corporations, our exhibitors. You have been superb. Is anyone else would like to come up and donate right now? Bill will, right here.
Let's get it rocking and rolling.
Rocking and rolling, okay.
Great Lakes chapter is donating $500. I'm doing this in place of Terry Jones, who couldn't come tonight.
Thank you.
But yes, so I'm
Thank you.
representing.
Come on up.
Great state.
Anybody?
I'm gonna just give it to Dan. Yeah.
Please come on up. We'd love to have you. And Bill, just tell me and I'll announce it.
The Connecticut chapter, $1,000.
$1,000 from Connecticut. You hold on to them. Thank you, Connecticut.
$200, the Atlanta chapter.
$200 from the Atlanta chapter.
North Carolina chapter, $500.
North Carolina, thank you. 500.
Delaware River chapter, $2,000.
$2,000, Delaware River. Woo!
Indiana chapter, $500.
Indiana? Indiana chapter, thank you. $500, so great.
Maryland chapter, $500.
Maryland chapter, $500, thank you. And you know, these donations are especially nice because I know a lot of chapters haven't met for several years because of the pandemic. They haven't made a lot of money, so we all really appreciate this.
LA chapter, $2,500.
LA chapter, $2,500.
Houston chapter, $1,000.
Houston chapter, $1,000. You don't even have to do the next one.
Boston, $5,000.
5,000 for Boston. You go, Shannon.
Boston chapter, $5,000.
I already announced it. So we have a lot of
Ontario chapter, $5,000.
oh my God. Whoa! That is awesome. Thank you. The foundation board up here that was up here, they have all contributed and given to the foundation. Some of the association board has as well. We've had Athena has donated, Paul Sarnes, Ron Herman, Teresa Temblin Hick, Jill from Vistalar, Melanie from Asa Abloy, Vincent Phipps, the speaker yesterday, donated, Cox Security donated, Quima donated, and I know I'm forgetting a lot. There were some on a slide. Thank you all so much for your, there's this, but that slide was done before we got here, so there's a lot of people not on here. So thank you very much for all you've done. I love that man's pink suit. That's my favorite.
That's $1,200 total from Quima.
$1,200 from Quima. Thank you so much. And I know we're going to get more tonight, and you will be recognized on our website significantly. Before we break for dinner, and I know everybody's probably hungry, we're going to do what we traditionally have been doing the last few years, which is our heads and tails exercise. So we'll let the two Vanna Whites come up, Marilyn Hollier and Bridget Roberson, and do our heads and tails. No. Do you want to come up?
All right, it's that time for your favorite game, Heads and Tails. If you don't know how to play, we'll tell you. You just need $10. Get your $10 bill up and stand up. And I've got my motley crew of foundation folks that are going to come by and get your $10. Then we're going to flip a coin. And if it's a heads, well, you have to guess what it's going to be. You either put your hands on your head for heads, or you put your hands on your booty. And then that tells you it's a tail. And then if you are right, you stay standing. If you are wrong, you sit down. The last person standing gets the money. We do, it's like 50-50. Half of it you get, half of it the foundation gets. Sound fair? I think last year we made, it was like $800, I think. So it's a pretty penny. Okay? So, without further ado, who wants to play heads and tails? Stand up and have your $10 bill out, and we will come around. I've got Steve and Ron, and I think Scott and Craig are coming around and getting your money. Stand up. Don't be afraid to show your tail. Oh, 20, we got change. We'll get change for you. Get your money out. $10. Holla, holla. All right. Nobody get in the front. I'll get the front. Okay, Ashley's helping. Thank you, Ashley. Just give the money to Dan, the man. Dan, the man's the money man, the treasurer. Come on, show us your money. It's only $10. Yeah. Need lights up? A little bit. All right, are we getting close? Getting all that money collected? I think we're going to go ahead and start. We have some board members collecting, as foundation is regular as well as the regular board. Show us the money. Oh, we got another one. This is an opportunity, folks, to show your tail. I wasn't born with a good tail.
Can you turn the lights up in the back so we can see?
All right. Yeah, there you go. All right. I think we're close to getting the money gathered, and if not, we're going to go ahead and play. If they haven't got your money, just use your hands and keep the bill up. We need it. We need it. There. All right. Very good. So we're going to do the first flip. Figure out, is it going to be heads or is it going to be your booty tail? Come on. Heads or tails? Come on. Let's make a decision. Here we go. I'm flipping. All right. There we go. I didn't, yeah, but I believe that's the way it's supposed to go, right? All right, we still have a good number of people in the room. I'm just gonna shake it. It's another tail. We're on a roll with the tails. All right. Time to make a choice again. Heads or tails. Is it time for that? Oh, that was a fumble. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's spinning. Oh my God, it's a tail kind of night. Tails again. All right. We're getting down here a little bit. All right, make your decision. Heads, or is it finally going to be a tail again, or another head? Here we go. Finally a head! Yeah! The odds were in the favor. The head had to come up once in a while. All right, we still have a few I can see back there, but we're getting there. All right, heads or tails, get her going. Who, and who? It's a tail! It's a tail night, I'm just telling ya. Oh, well, we still got a few standing. Make up your mind. Hold your head or hold your butt. Posterior, gluteus maximus. Hold it. One of the two. Here we go. Oh, it's up on the ledge. But it's a head. Oh my, we still have a who heads out there. All right, we're gonna do another one. Make up your mind, heads or tails, we're rolling. Uh-oh. It's a tail. I have a witness. Do we have one? Is there a last man standing or a last gal standing? We got two? We got two. I see it's hard with the lights up here. We got three? All right. I kind of feel like I'm playing bingo. There's only three standing now. Everybody need a B for booty. Here we go. It's a booty. Is that a winner? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, we will get back with you, sweetie, on how much you've won. So don't go away. You know what I look like. Come find me if I haven't found you. Thank you, everybody, for your generous donation. Please take advantage of the scholarships, CHPA, academic. We got money to give away. Starting September 1st to December, you can apply. It's a good chance and good time to do that. Thank you.
And dinner will now be served. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage our foundation president, Bonnie Michelman.
Okay, I hope everyone's enjoying dinner. Just want to remind everyone, there are envelopes on your table. For those of you who have not made a donation, it can be any size to our foundation. We really would love it if you would make some donation tonight. Put it in the envelope. You don't have to put money in. You can just make a pledge, send it later. Thank you. A few other announcements I just want to make. This is loud. Is this too loud, you guys? Okay. Before we get to the awards and the entertainment, one of the other great groups, amazing groups I get to be part of, is a group that is a second family to me, and they're a group of the past presidents of this association. There's many of them here tonight, many who have retired and still came. Don McAllister came, and we haven't seen him in many years. Martin Green just retired and is here with his family. Congratulations, Martin. We have a lot of past presidents here. All of us in that group care deeply about this organization. I would like all the past presidents to stand and be recognized, please. I love this group. We also have a brand new member tonight that I'd like to mention. He was just born a few hours ago, and it's Tony Pope's grandson, Stetson. Okay, I'm going to invite our esteemed president, Ms. Packard, to come up for a moment and present last year's president with something.
You hear that feedback from the mic? Okay. Is it too loud in the speaker? I hear feedback. I don't know if you all hear it. Yeah? Okay. Good evening. It's my... Stop. It's my pleasure to... Thank you. It's my pleasure and honor to announce this recognition. I met this young man many years ago. In fact, I had the privilege of speaking to him when I was part of the nomination committee. And when I spoke to him, I knew he would go a long way in this association. In fact, when I thought about running, I called him and I said, so how much work is it? What do I need to do? And he gave me a lot of guidance and he gave me a lot of advice. The one thing he didn't say is, these are pretty big shoes to fill. And I mean that sincerely because he's a big guy. But it's my pleasure to ask Brian Hamilton to come up as the immediate past president of IAHSS. He forgot it was part of the event. They just told me a half hour ago. So.
Thank you.
Okay. So Brian, in recognition as being the past president for the last, 3 years of doing all this, for dedicated service and outstanding achievement in furthering the aim and ideals of the association, may I present to you this recognition.
Thank you very much.
I think we have a photo op.
All right.
Thank you. You're going to do that. Okay.
Thank you. Do you want me to go right to
Yes. Explain what it is.
All right, thank you very much. I actually forgot that this was part of the festivities, so caught me off guard there. Now, I'm going to be presenting an award to the Presidential Award, and a lot of times, this award can be given to anybody. Some people have given this to their wife in the past, and my wife would definitely be deserving of something like this because she's put up with all of my crazy ideas for the last 17 plus years. And there's a lot of people who I could have given this recognition to, many of them in this room. But there was one person who stood out from the crowd, and I knew the moment that I actually was elected who I was going to give this award to. Unfortunately, they weren't able to be here today, but I'll tell you a little bit about this person. And if it wasn't for this person, and I'm going to reiterate something that Bonnie said earlier, it does take a village. Like I said, there's a lot of people who've contributed to my success and my opportunities. But this person helped me transform myself from someone who showed up to a interview for a casual security guard with a black eye that I got the night before playing basketball to eventually being the president of this association. I'm going to ask a question of everyone. Have you ever had a parental figure or somebody say to you, I'm not mad, but I'm disappointed? You remember how that felt? There was an incident, I won't go into too many details, but it involved a prank that I played on one of my coworkers, their locker, and a lot of used coffee cups that I collected over time trying to prove a point that did get me into some trouble. And he said, I was really surprised that this came from you, right? So that moment really, the gravity of it and the fact that I caused a lot of work for this person because of a prank, I didn't want to ever do anything like that again. I knew I disappointed this person, and it made me work that much harder. And again, this person isn't here, but luckily they work close to where I live, and I'll be able to present them the award officially. But it's none other than someone that a lot of you know, Todd Milne, who played a tremendous part of my growth, my development. If it wasn't for this person having belief in me and seeing the skill set that I had when I didn't believe in it myself, there never would have been my presidency. There wouldn't have been a healthcare security cast. I probably would have been out of healthcare security a long time ago doing something completely different. So even though he's not here, maybe he's watching, thank you very much, Todd, for everything that you've added to my life, not only my career, but my life. And again, a lot of appreciation for Todd Mill. So.
Thank you, Brian. The foundation president is privileged to sit on the board with the regular board, and it was so wonderful to be on Brian's board and serve with him and get to know him a little. We have a lot of awards tonight. They're pretty special. Several of us are going to do them. The first is, and there's several people who have won this award, is the Valor Award, and the Valor Award is for people in our organizations who have done something so far above and beyond, kind of heroic. So I'm going to invite Ron and Steve to come up. They're going to also present one of these, as will I.
Thank you, Bonnie. The Medal of Valor is presented to an individual for a selfless or courageous act taken at the risk of his or her own life with full awareness of the danger involved. It is my honor to be able to present the Medal of Valor tonight to a security officer with Securitas who is employed with the St. Francis Health System in Oklahoma. And we'd like to thank Julie Harris, Security Director for St. Francis, for submitting the nomination. On the afternoon of June 1st, 2022, this officer was on patrol when he was advised of an ongoing active shooter incident in a nearby medical clinic that actually was outside the patrol area for the St. Francis Security Department. The officer nonetheless pulled into the medical center garage and immediately entered the building. Although he was initially by himself, he ran toward the gunfire with conscious disregard for his own safety. He began searching for the shooter and was soon joined by other security officers and Tulsa PD officers. They worked together to find the shooter, who in the end took his own life. Tragically, the gunman, a disgruntled and deranged patient, had taken the lives of 2 physicians, a staff member, and a visitor before this. But the courageous and unhesitating response of this security officer, along with his colleagues and Tulsa police officers, by ending the incident within 6 minutes, prevented the gunman from being able to fire additional shots and saved innocent lives. The IAHSS Foundation is proud to present the Medal of Valor to Security Officer David Shekels.
All right, our next Valor Award winner. Things happened pretty fast in December. 2 o'clock in the morning when Michael Morris from Mary Washington Healthcare, Calvin Bostic, the security director, nominated Michael because things really turned quickly at 2 o'clock in the morning when he was dispatched because a nurse who was taking care of and responding to a patient with a traumatic brain injury became disoriented and scared, assaulted the nurse, and the nurse actually had to crawl out of the room yelling for help. When Michael got there, the nurses had actually shut the door to keep the patient in the room. Michael went in the room with another security officer, moved that security officer off to the side so he could take control of the situation. When he did that, the patient took a walker and tried to assault him with that. Michael got the walker away from him, and then, because the patient was standing in glass, there were shards of glass hanging from the frame of the plate glass window with an exit to the outside. Michael thought the best way to handle this was to give that patient a big bear hug and contain him. And he did that. He gave a big bear hug. The patient violently resisted, took one of those shards of glass and stabbed and sliced Michael, cutting him across the left eye in the face and puncturing his chest. Michael continued to hang on and give that bear hug and did not stop until other security officers and nursing staff were able to help him. That is a great night's work. So Michael, please come forward so the foundation can present to you a Valor Award. I do. Next, we go to Odessa, Texas, and Security Supervisor Lorianne Tavares was on duty when she was dispatched to the NICU because of a report of an individual trying to break into the NICU. When she got there, the individual was already there and choking one of the NICU patients. Lori immediately rescued that baby. And while she was rescuing that child, she was also in one hand holding the baby, but in the other hand trying to subdue the assailant. Not an easy task. Once she got the baby away, the assailant ran. She gave the baby to a nurse, and then she went back into the NICU because that's where the assailant went and started choking a second baby. She went in again, got the child away, even though the child's head was close to the ground, and was able to save the second child. The assailant now ran from the NICU to an out-of-service or an elevator being serviced in the labor delivery area. She got there, subdued the assailant, and then with the help of law enforcement, that subject was arrested and taken away. So Lori, that's great work. That is phenomenal work, and thank you for saving the lives of those two incredibly vulnerable NICU patients. So Lori, please come forward so we can present to you the Valor Award.
Congratulations. Our last two Valor Award winners, I'm going to read the scenario for them together because it was a situation they were in together. This was a nomination by William Nelson, not Willie Nelson, William Nelson. And there's a lot of detail, but I think it's worth going into. I've heard a lot of these over the years, and this one really, I felt very emotional reading it. So in June of 2022, 911 received an emergency call from room 623 of the Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center from someone indicating he had just set a fire in his room and was taking a hostage. As the 911 call taker attempted to get better information, the caller disconnected from the line. Understanding the potential danger, 911 immediately notified Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center operators of the reported danger. The medical center operators made a code red announcement overhead, but unfortunately did not relay the potential hostage situation to security. Upon hearing the code red, Security Supervisor Kelly Summers and Security Officer Nathan Folds responded to room 623 from another room nearby where they had been assisting with an unrelated matter. As the two arrived in the room, they were immediately met with smoke emanating from the room. The security team was met by an erratic acting male visitor within the patient room. The two security team members quickly began working to keep the male party back as clinical staff extinguished the intentionally set fire. As the fire was extinguished, Security Supervisor Kelly Summers began talking with the male, attempting to determine what had happened and to de-escalate. As she spoke with the male visitor, he told Summers that he had set the fire, had a gun in the room, and that the patient in the room was a hostage. She's a former law enforcement officer, trained hostage negotiator, and trained crisis intervention technician. She began utilizing her skills to slow the situation down and build some rapport with this erratic individual as clinical people tried to move the patient and others to safety. She attempted to de-escalate the situation. Security Officer Folds relayed information about the quickly evolving situation to 911, requested law enforcement assistance immediately, gave directions for local police, etc. As Security Supervisor Summers continued attempts to negotiate, she noted that her attempts weren't successful with this visitor. As she was making this assessment, the male moved to the patient, removed the patient's oxygen nasal cannula, and suddenly produced a cigarette lighter that he held next to the nasal cannula as he began making threats to blow the hospital up, to blow the patient up. As this occurred, Security Supervisor Summers yelled for medical staff to turn off the oxygen to the floor. She later indicated that even after asking for the oxygen to supply to be turned off, she could still hear oxygen discharging from the receptacle and was unsure what damage could occur if the male actually fit the oxygen or lit the oxygen. She also later stated she reverted to an old law enforcement adage that if a subject makes a violent threat, you should believe that they intend to carry the threat through. Based on her observations, she told Security Officer Folds that a physical takedown needed to be completed immediately. Without further thought for their own safety, both of these individuals rushed the male as he began attempting to light the oxygen from the nasal cannula and tackled him. As they took the man down, they were able to pry the nasal cannula and the cigarette lighter from his hands. As they continued fighting across the patient bed, he pulled a pocket knife out of his pants while indicating he was going to harm them. They were subsequently able to wrestle the knife away from the man while physically fighting with him. Clinical staff were able to get the patient out of the room and away from this violence. Security team members, assisted by clinical team members, were finally able to handcuff the man, take him into custody in accordance with Georgia law. Law enforcement finally arrived, seemed like a long time, didn't it? As the man was taken into custody and arrested him for aggravated assault, arson, first degree, everything. So as you can see, these two people went above and beyond the call of duty. They were heroic to ensure the safety of patients, visitors, and team members. The quick actions of these two undoubtedly stopped this incident from resulting in incredible harm to anyone at the medical center, and certainly to the patient and even to the subject himself. They clearly exemplified courage, selflessness, and for this reasons, they are both winners of the IAHSS Foundation Medal of Valor. I know Nathan Folds is here. I'm not sure about Kelly Summers. Yay! Could you please come up? Dan, Award of Merit, please.
So I'd like to thank Mark Denham for submitting the merit of medal for Miguel Rubio. So back in December 20th, about 4:47 p.m., Officer Rubio, Senior Officer Rubio now I believe, was with another officer at the ED atrium area when they both heard someone screaming a loud commotion. They proceeded to go investigate, went down, and then they actually ran into an individual male who was, flailing around all the arms and everything and yelling, saying, "My wife's in labor." So Officer Rubio immediately asked the other officer, "Please go get a wheelchair." And then as he was approaching, he also had enough foresight to activate an alarm to go and call the labor and delivery folks to let them know what was going on, but so much better. And at that time, he got close enough to the mother-to-be and noticed she was much farther along in labor than what he hoped and saw the baby's head crowning. I don't know about you, but that would change my whole evening. But it didn't faze him because he jumped right into action and he saw the baby's head crowning and proceeded to help with the actual birth. Not only that, the baby was choking because the umbilical cord was wrapped around the neck. Didn't faze him again, so he took actions and unwrapped and stopped the choking of the child. Well, guess who shows up then? The wheelchair and the LD and everyone, and said, "Now you show up." But anyway, with all his action, all this great training, he was only in that position for approximately 6 months, and it all kicked in. So after reading all the history behind this, I found out also that he's former military and Marine Corps. What? With that, Officer Miguel, would you please come forward so we can hand you your well-deserved medal?
Bridget, your turn. Our next award, which is going to be given by Bridget Roberson, is our Achievement Award, and it's a special one.
Good evening. The Russell L. Colling Medal for Literacy Achievement is presented to an individual who, through their literary abilities, has made a significant and lasting contribution to healthcare security, safety, and the risk management profession. The recipient of this award has written numerous articles on healthcare workplace violence mitigation and security practices that have been featured in several industry publications in the U.S. and internationally. This heavyweight security executive has amassed a considerable body of knowledge and work, including other literary credits, making him a popular guest speaker on webinars and at industry conferences and seminars. He also uses his social media presence to help educate others about workplace violence and other topics of interest to healthcare security providers. His efforts have resulted in Security Magazine naming him as one of the most influential people in security and naming him as the third most influential security executive on their global security and fire influencer list. Pretty fancy, huh? Nominated by Mr. Dennis Himes, I present to you the driving force in influencing security standards, moving Memorial Hermann, the association, and the healthcare security industry forward. The Russell L. Colling Literary Award winner, our IAHSS President-elect, Mr. Eric Sean Clay.
Okay, that was wonderful. We have Chapter of the Year award next, and I thought since our infamous chapter leader, Guru, has done such a great job, he might want to present this award this year. Bill?
Can I please have Chad Rios, Nick Proto, Katrina Welch, Patrick Turek, and Mr. Ryan LaFleur come up real quick, please. Just real quick. Please. Mr. LaFleur? Thank you. I know you are. I want to make it quick. I know. That's hard for me to do. This year's Chapter of the Year award, this year's Chapter of the Award is always special. It's special every year. But this particular chapter award is very, very near and dear to my heart. Some people on this stage that I'm very, very close to, been close to for a long time. The Connecticut chapter, everybody. Let me just tell you a little bit about the Connecticut chapter. You know, we hit 3,000 members a few weeks ago, and part of that 3,000 members is something called the Enterprise Membership. This is the first group that Mr. Proto brought along, was the Enterprise Membership, which has brought us to over 3,000. That 3,000 member was a member from this enterprise initiative that we've done. They've also had the second highest membership in IAHSS. They've increased their membership year after year after year. This last year by 263%. They've done educational programs. They've done social events. They're meeting attendance. They're doing social media. You know, this is what great looks like, and I want to congratulate the Connecticut chapter on Chapter of the Year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill. So this next award was renamed this year. It's the Foundation Research and Innovation Award. And I'm sad that I'm not going to get to present this because it's a very deserving person, but Scott's going to present it for us.
Well, it's a huge honor for me to get to present this award as well, and it's a really big honor for me. And we were talking about this in the our board meeting about who was going to present what, and I volunteered for this award, and I had no idea who was getting it when I volunteered, and so I'm very excited to be able to do it. It's a true honor for me to give away the Foundation's Research and Innovation Award, formerly called the Life Works Award. This gentleman was nominated by Tony York, Kevin Toohey, Don McAllister, and Fred Roll. And I got to read their nomination. It's very impressive. And in short, he has over 20 years of service to the IAHSS as a volunteer and has done so much work for the association. He served on the board, he served in the Guidelines Council, and really helped create the design guidelines as well and take that so much further. He's mentored so many people, many of you in this room, for over 40 years as he has worked tirelessly in our profession to take things further. This man has made an incredible difference in the International Association for Healthcare Security and Safety, and also just making security better around the country. So it's a real honor for me. He has published a lot of IAHSS publications. He's been very key in helping our organization become the go-to organization for healthcare security, as recognized by the Joint Commission and so many other organizations. He has taken our society so much further, and I agree with what they said in the letter that I read. It said that no one is any more deserving of this award than this man. And on a personal note, I called him several years ago, and I said, you know, we don't have a chapter in Kentucky, and I'd like to start a Kentucky chapter of the IAHSS. And so he said, we can certainly make that happen. And with his help and some seed money, we started a Kentucky chapter many years ago. And it is an absolute honor for me to be able to present the Foundation Research and Innovation Award, none any more deserving, Mr. Tom Smith.
The last traditional award of the night is usually our biggest, and it's the Lindberg Bell Award. It's an award that goes to the security program in a hospital that is considered to be having the highest achievements from the year before of anyone nominated, to be an excellent program, to be a program that people want to benchmark off of, and a program where there's a team approach to success and innovation and really great stuff. And I don't see the awards because I'm not on the committee, but I was very pleased when I saw that this particular organization won. And they won in part because they've got an amazing team of people. They have done amazing work. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. The submission was very thick. I didn't bring it. It was too heavy. But lots of work in workplace violence, in physical security systems and security support, support operations, in crime prevention, in campus security initiatives, and in the whole vaccine issues, in IAHSS involvement, in involvement with system awards at their own organization, with personnel appreciation and recognition, et cetera. And the submission was one couple things that really stood out to me with this. It's a team of people that really want to help others. He says our culture is predicated on a never-ending drive to be the definition of a world-class healthcare organization, one that never believes we have reached that goal, so we continue searching for ways to innovate. They are very diverse. They're in a diverse city, and in fact, 60% of their senior leadership team is made up of minorities, and in addition to obtaining the IAHSS CHPA, they all have master's or doctorate degrees. I thought that was pretty impressive. Long collaboration and continued support for IAHSS, and involvement in other organizations and with their local city as well. So the winner of this year's Lindberg Bell Award is Memorial Hermann Health System. Eric and his team, come on up. job. Very happy for you guys. So, about, I don't know, 9 or 10 months ago, a past president called me and said, Bonnie, I really think we need to have a memorial scholarship in the name of Stephen Gaunt. Stephen Gaunt was an amazing member. He was on the board. He was a foundation president. He wrote much of the CHPA study guide chapters, many of them. He himself was obviously a CHPA. He was a chapter officer of Northern New Jersey chapter. He held leadership roles at numerous hospitals. And he passed away in 2014 after a long illness. At the time, he was director of security at Inglewood Hospital. I thought it was a beautiful thing to do, and this person said to me, and I want to be the first to endow that scholarship with a $10,000 donation. And that person was Russ Jones. Russ, can you join me, please? I've asked Russ if he would come up and just say a few words about who Stephen Gaunt was, if those of you who didn't know him, because he's so deserving. And this money is hopefully the beginning of what will be our CHPA scholarship money, perhaps some academic scholarships, et cetera. Russ?
Just a couple things about Steve. So I know many of you in this room do not know the name Steve Gaunt. However, he was one of us, a dedicated security professional who loved and supported our industry. He had a deep capacity of love for IAHSS. As Bonnie mentioned, he was a CHPA, past president and treasurer of the foundation, past national board member, past chapter chair, retired U.S. Army chief warrant officer. He wrote many of the study guidelines for our certification programs. And he was also a golfer and a friend to many in this room. A few accolades about Steve. He's a family man, always giving back and paying it forward. Had a sense of community, compassion, honorable, husband and father of 3 children. Steve was hard on himself. However, he was kind to others. He was a gentleman, a gentleman, a true rock star in many ways. And again, especially to IAHSS and the foundation. As far as his volunteerism, he would go above and beyond. One example was when a host city was unable to host the city, they had to back out for the general meeting. Steve came in right away and got the El Paso chapter, and for those of you who remember this, at the last minute, we went to El Paso for the AGM. For the millennials and the Gen Xers and the Gen Yers and the G Yers in the room, there's a legacy here. What he has contributed to the next generation of healthcare security and safety professionals continues in all of us in this room, and for all of you to pay it forward. One of the ways that you can do this is by taking advantage of this scholarship and all the scholarships that the foundation has to offer. If we could have stood in Steve's shoes, what would we see? Without a doubt, a better place, a better community, a better security industry, and a better IAHSS. This scholarship in his name will be a part of his legacy, and I personally thank the foundation board for creating such a wonderful opportunity for all of us. Thanks very much.
Russ, That was incredibly gorgeous, and Steve is looking down and very, 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 very proud of what you just said. And for those of us who knew Steve, he's very irreplaceable. He was very special. Please think about what Russ said. Russ, beside a practitioner for many years, was a professor. Go after those scholarships. Get your people to go after those scholarships. Do that in his memory. Do that in his honor. And many of us who have worked very hard. So thank you so much. Okay, we had a kayak this week that many of you bought tickets for. John Ost, can you join us at the front with Bill Navahar? John Ost is from the company that donated the kayak. What? Yeah, what's it called?
Fish Yacker.
Fish Yacker. I can't remember it. And Bill called me and said, what do you think about getting a kayak donated for the foundation? I said, fine. Is somebody supposed to carry it home? He said, no. They can go somewhere to a local distributor in their area and get it. So we are going to, John, thank you so much. I'm not picking. It's too many. Oh. We have made $2,000 thanks to your generosity for this. So we're going to let John pick because he's going to make one person happy and a whole lot of other people unhappy. And then we're going to see who won. And you have to be here to win, hopefully. It may not be here. Okay, this is, oh gosh, this is hard to see. 600-4085. 600-4085, anybody? Pick another in case. 400-6085. Oh yeah, there's a name. Morgan. Morgan somebody. I can't, yes, what did you say? Saunders. Yes, Morgan Saunders. Thank you, Brian. Are you here, Morgan? Is Morgan here? Well, wait, maybe it's not fair to, if he's, should we, what do y'all think? Should we give him the kayak? I think so too. Okay, congratulations to Morgan. Everybody thank John for that wonderful, huge contribution. Ryan LaFleur, where are you? Come join me, please. Ryan is from Motorola Vigilon. He is someone most of us know. He is a wonderful, wonderful person, equally wonderful member who has done so much for this organization. And this year, Ryan has donated a United Center box for 12 for Bulls or Blackhawks game, not playoff games. With the $1,250 in addition. So Ryan, come join me and you start the bidding, please.
All right, who's up?
Charitable donation. This is a tax, any of your donations in the envelopes too. Tax deductible.
Hey, 500.
Tax deductible.
Mark Reed. 2,000. 2,500. 2,500. Who's got threes? 3,000. 3,000.
What's it worth? What's it worth?
Don't be so cheap. Let's go, people.
Okay, this is worth many thousands of dollars, this suite. Come on, you get to pick the game. 12 people. Remember what I said, Lisa said about how wonderful that event was.
Yeah, here's a strategy, guys. Get together, pull your money together, and let's go. Let's get to the suite. You can buy more tickets, too, so you can get, I think it's an additional Where's Lisa Terry? How many additional seats can we get with that? What'd you do last year? Yeah, there you go. There was 12 additional seats that we end up giving you the option to purchase. So get your money together, guys. Come on. Good cause here. Who's at 3? 2,500. $2,500. Do we have anybody at 3? Anybody at 3? $2,750. Anybody at $2,750? Come on, the popcorn costs $2,500. Or if you got it here, it costs $2,500 anyway. All right.
Wait.
Oh.
What if all the past presidents went together and we all did that?
$2,750.
Hey.
We had 12,500 last year. We're not sitting down with 2,750.
Hey. $3,000. Your call.
Going once. Thank you. 3,500. Whoa.
We got 4,000 over there.
We're getting there. That's great.
We got 4,000 here. Yep. You got 4,000 back there.
Parking's definitely included.
You got 3 parking spots. 5,000 over there.
5,000 by who? Excellent, Mark. 5,000? Anybody want to go higher? 5,000 going once. 5,000 going twice. 5,000 to Mark Reed. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan LaFleur and Avigilon Motorola. Okay, so our last item tonight is the Garth Brooks Tribute Band. Bridget's going to introduce them. Don't forget your envelopes. Don't forget to have a wonderful rest of the conference. I will come back up and say goodnight to everyone afterward, but thank you so much for everything tonight from all of you.
All right, Bonnie, don't go anywhere. It's hard to pull one over on this lady right here, but we were able to do it, I think. She doesn't know this part. But what we wanted to do from the foundation, thank you, just one moment. What we wanted to do from the foundation is give roses to somebody who definitely deserves them. She is a woman who works very hard in her role on the foundation as the foundation president. She makes us all very proud, and she goes above and beyond and then beyond. And she is a role model. She's somebody that I look up to. And a lot of women, if you're in this room tonight, she is someone that you can look up to. When I went into her office a couple months ago, she had a frame in her office from the President of the United States. I was like, wow, if I can just be a little bit of that. So I want to say, Bonnie, we admire all that you do for the foundation and for helping other people. You mean a lot to us. You guide us and you help us to make us all better. You push us. And so that's good, because the only way sometimes that you get better is to have someone to push you a little bit harder. And so we appreciate you for that and for everything that you've done and for representing security women across the world. You are it, honey. Thank you so much. I'm that little girl that's saying, I want to be like her when I grow up. All right, so now we're in for the party time and the liquor time and the party time and the liquor time and the party time, okay? So you're in for a treat tonight, and if you like country and western music, I grew up a country and western girl, and so this group here sings one of Garth Brooks' best songs, I Got Friends in Low Places. It's one of those things we say in Texas now, all right, all right, all right. So if you know what I'm talking about, if you know, you know. But this band here is called No Fences. They are the #1 tribute to country music icon Garth Brooks, and we want them to come out with Dusty Miller.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not on. The mine's on. Yeah, you're on. Yeah. We need lead mic, please. Lead vocals.
That's right.
Yeah. Nope. No guitar either, right? Nope. No mic. Do you want to use this one? Thank you, guys. Woo! You just want to use this one?
I'd like to use this one.
Okay.
Oh, they want us to go.
All right. Okay. Go ahead. Use that one.
We'll see. Maybe they'll turn this one on. I don't know what they're doing.
All right.
Somebody gotta start the weekend. Somebody got to unwind. Somebody gotta find that honky-tonk out on the county line. With pretty things and a band of swings that gets them all out on the floor. And if we're gonna get the party started, somebody gotta swing them doors. Somebody gotta feed that jukebox. Somebody gotta drink that beer. Somebody gotta get all rowdy and raise some hell in here. Somebody gotta dance with the women, spin them to a country song. I can do this nightlife all day long. Somebody gonna need a shoulder when that sad song plays. Somebody gonna need to hold her and tell her it's okay. Just let her know to let it go, and then we're gonna have some fun. And if she needs some help getting over him, somebody gotta get it done. Somebody gotta shoot that whiskey, somebody gotta bust that rack, somebody gotta play that country that ain't ever coming back. If home is where the heart is, then I'm right where I belong. I can do this nightlife all day long, yeah! Somebody's got to go the distance. Somebody's got to call last round. Somebody got to turn the lights on and shut this old bar down. When morning comes, you'll find someone with a headache and a grin. You know Saturday night is coming. Somebody got to go again. Somebody got to shoot that whiskey. Somebody got to bust that rack. Somebody got to play that country that ain't ever coming back. If home is where the heart is, then I'm right where I belong. I can do this nightlife all day long. I can do this nightlife all day long. His eyes are cold and restless. His wounds have almost healed. She gave half of Texas just to change the way he feels. Well, she knows he's loves in Tulsa. She knows he's gonna go. Well, it ain't no woman in flesh and blood. It's that damned old rodeo. Oh, well, it's bones and blood. The dust and mud, roaring of a Sunday crowd. It's a white in the knuckles, the gold in the buckle, he'll win, and the next go round. It's boots and shafts, it's cowboy hats, it's spurs and a lot of gold. It's the ropes and the reins and the joy and the pain, and they call the thing a rodeo. She does her best to hold him, but his love comes to call. And his need for it controls a man, her back's against the wall. And it's so long, girl, I'll see you when it's time for him to go. You know the woman wants her cowboy like he wants his rodeo. Oh, well, it's bones and blood, it's the dust and mud, roar of a Sunday crowd. It's the white in the knuckles, the gold in the buckle, he'll win, and the next go round. It's boots and shafts, it's cowboy hats, it's spurs and a lot of gold. It's the ropes and the reins and the joy and the pain, and they call the thing a rodeo. It'll drive a cowboy crazy, it'll drive a man insane. And he'll sell off everything he owns just to pay to play her game. And a broken home and some broken bones is all he'll have to show. For all the years that he's been chasing this dream they call rodeo. Oh, well, it's bones and blood, it's the dust and mud, roar of a Sunday crowd. It's the white in the knuckles, the gold in the buckle, he'll win, and the next go round. It's boots and shafts, it's cowboy hats, it's spurs and a lot of gold. It's the ropes and the reins and the joy and the pain, and they call the thing a rodeo. It's the broncs and the blood, it's the steers and the mud, and they call the thing a rodeo. Wow, wow. Thank you. I was feeling the blues, I was watching the news when this fella came on the TV. I said, yeah, that science has proven that heartaches are held by the sea. Well, that got me going without even knowing. I packed right up and drove down. Now I'm on a roll and I swear in my soul, tonight we're gonna paint this town. So bring me two pina coladas. I gotta have one for each end. Let's set sail with Captain Morgan. We'll never leave dry land. Hey, troubles I forgot 'em, I buried 'em in the sand. So bring me two pina coladas. She said goodbye to her good time in there. Oh, now I've got to say that the wind and the waves and the moon winking down at me eases my mind by leaving behind the heartaches that love often brings. Now I've got a smile that goes on for miles with no inclination to wrong. And I've got to say that I think I'm gonna stay, 'cause this is feeling more and more like home. So bring me two pina coladas. I gotta have one for each end. Let's set sail with Captain Morgan. We'll never leave dry land. Hey, troubles I forgot 'em, I buried 'em in the sand. So bring me two pina coladas. She said goodbye to her good time in man. So bring, come on, you sing. Two pina coladas, I gotta have. There you go. Set sail. Yeah, and never leave. Hey, troubles, I buried them in the sand. Two pina coladas. She said goodbye to her good time in man. So bring me two pina coladas. I gotta have one for each hand. Let's set sail with Captain Morgan. Oh, we'll never leave dry land. Hey, troubles I forgot 'em, I buried 'em in the sand. So bring me two pina coladas. She said goodbye to her good time in man. She said goodbye to her good time in man. Papa drove a truck nearly all his life. You know it drove Mama crazy being the trucker's wife. The part she couldn't handle was being alone. I guess she needed more to home, just a telephone. Papa called Mama each and every night, asked her how she was and if his kid was alright. Mama would wait for the call to come in, but when Daddy'd hang up, she was gone again. Mama was a looker, Lord, how she shined. Papa was a good one, but the jealous kind. Papa loved Mama, Mama loved me. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the bed. Well, it was bound to happen, and one night it did. Papa came home and it was just us kids. He had a dozen roses and a bottle of wine. If he was looking too surprised, he was doing fine. I heard him cry for Mama up and down the hall. Then I heard that bottle break against the bedroom wall. Old diesel engine made a nary sound when Papa fired it up and did a little child. Well, the picture in the paper showed the scene real well. Papa's rig was buried in the local motel. Desk clerk said he saw it all real clear. He never had the brakes and he was shifting gears. Mama was a looker, Lord, how she shined. Papa was a good one, but the jealous kind. Papa loved Mama, Mama loved me. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the bed. Thank you so much. We call them cool, those hearts that have no scars to show, the ones that never do let go and race through tables being turned. We call them fools who have to dance within the flame, who chance the sorrow and the shame that always comes with getting burned. But you've got to be tough when consumed by desire, 'cause it's not enough just to stand outside the fire. We call them strong, those who can face this world alone, who seem to get by on their own, those who will never change the fall. And we call them weak, who are unable to resist slightest chance love might exist, and for that forsake it all. They're so hell-bent on giving, walking a wire, convinced it's not living if you stand outside the fire. Standing outside the fire, standing outside the fire. Life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire. There's this love that is burning deep in my soul, constantly yearning to get out of control, wanting to climb higher and higher. I can't abide standing outside the fire. Oh yeah, it's on now. standing outside the fire. Standing outside the fire, yeah. Life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire. Standing outside the fire. Well, no, 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 no. Life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes! Thank you so much. Hey, thanks for having us down tonight. We got one more tune for you. Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your black tie affair. The last one to know, the last one to show I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw a surprise in the fear in his eyes when I took his glass of champagne. I toasted you, said, honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Yeah! Well, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I got friends in low places. Well, I guess I was wrong. I just don't belong. But then I've been there before. I hear you. Everything's all right. I'll just say goodnight and I'll show myself to the door. Hey, I didn't mean to cause a big scene. Just give me an hour and then I'll be as high as that ivory tower that you'll never know. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Well, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I got friends in low places. Well, I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Well, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I got friends in low places. Oh yeah, somebody knows what time it is. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody have a good time tonight at your event. So I got a little question for you, those of you that stuck around. How many of you have seen the actual Garth Brooks before? So we've got a couple out there. So you may or may not know what's getting ready to take place and how we're going to end this tonight. But so I'm going to ask you, did you guys know that there's actually a third verse to this song? A few of you, the ones that don't, you may be in for a little bit of a surprise. But would you guys like for us to play that third verse? I don't know. Do you guys want us to play the third verse? All right. Goes like this. Well, I guess I was wrong. I just don't belong, but then I've been there before. My favorite line, everything's all right. I'll just say goodnight and I'll show myself to the door. Hey, I didn't mean to cause a big scene. Just wait till I finish this glass. Then, sweet little lady, I'll head back to the bar. Give it to me, and you can kiss my ass. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Well, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the Oasis. So I got friends in low places. It's all you people now. You guys are pretty loud. And the beer. Yeah! And I'll. Very nice. Well, yeah, yo! I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Well, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the Oasis. So I got friends in low places. Oh, and I've got friends low places. Yeah! Thank you so much.